Louisiana is not playing with underage sex. All right. For the people who out here, doing that, trying to harm and hurt the children. All right. Louisiana has just passed a law as of August 1st. It went into effect. All right. I think they said it was passed maybe January 1st. I'm not sure. As of August 1st, this new law has gone into effect. Louisiana governor has passed this law that anybody who is involved in underage sex with a minor will possibly undergo surgical castration. And me, my personal opinion on it, I personally am down with that 110%. If you want to be a child, you know, a person that endangers children, and you think that's okay, then I believe that the one thing that would send a strong message that would let a person know to never ever do this again, and definitely inform everybody else, is to cut, snip snip, cut snip snip. Give you the permanent haircut, a permanent hair trim, to where these ain't never growing back. All right. So, you keep messing around and finding out. But I also believe that this is going to turn into some medieval torture type, ancient Rome, gladiator, um, Mesoamerica type, thing, to where they have this type of thing done to where you can see it happen. I think it's going to turn into public torture like they had back in the day, where they would do public hangings or burn a person alive if they were a witch and everybody would watch. I think they're going to go back to those things. There are a lot of things that the internet has opened up, and there are a lot of like avenues for money. And it's sad to say, but I mean, you did it to yourself if you choose to harm a child. So, and I mean, anything can pretty much happen to you at that point. And it is sad because I know some people need help, but that doesn't make it right at all. All right, that does not make it right at all for a person to, just because you need help, to go harm somebody else. All right, that's not acceptable. All right, but I think Louisiana is definitely going to see less of that, because I feel that that's a good idea. It's going to put some fear in some of those people, and it's going to make them veer away from doing that, hopefully. But unfortunately, the way the devil works, there will still be those people who are possessed that end up going out, God forbid, and getting themselves, well, God forbid they harm someone, but they'll end up getting what they rightfully deserve by getting their things chopped off. So I think that's fair. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but fair is fair, man. You do something like that, you do something that's going to alter somebody's life in a drastic way, that way, then I believe you deserve to have your life altered in a drastic way, and have your balls cut off. All right, be castrated, surgically castrated. I mean, well, how are they going to do that? Or is the person going to be put to sleep? Is the person going to be awake for the surgery? Like, are they going to have to, like, how are they going to do that? Because I mean, you just did something. You just stole the innocence away from a child, and that's all they have. Their innocence is their peace of mind. It's who they are. It's their everything. When you do that to someone, I'm pretty sure you just shatter the idea and destroy the idea that they have of the world. You make the world that this child knows as something you know, that they'll never want to ever experience again. You definitely destroy that child, and you possibly, like, you destroy that child in so many ways that you don't even understand. And I believe it should be, you know, I'm not really, I'm not going to judge that because it's God has the final say. So I'm not going to say how I feel about that. I personally feel that people should be, you know, put to, should get the ultimate form of punishment to where, you know, they get sent straight to God. But that's between God. I'm not here to judge that. I have my own things to deal with and worry about myself and make sure I'm doing right and I'm doing good. But as far as this behavior, this is a common sense kind of thing, is unacceptable. You shouldn't be out here harming the babies. You shouldn't be out here harming the babies at all, man. You should be an advocate for child protection. You know, people should want to see children be children, kids be kids. Give the kids a chance to grow up peacefully, safely, respectfully. Leave the kids alone, damn it. All right, shouldn't be out here fondling children and things like that. I think a punishment is definitely, I think that's definitely worthy of any kind of punishment they want to give. And locking them up is definitely not just enough. You have to send a strong message that this is, that you've effed up, and that this shouldn't be done. With all the sex trafficking going on and all the child sex trafficking going on, and with everything the way it is, people missing their kids, people's lives never being the same again. I believe that this is a good thing because you're destroying the life of another person, and a young person at that, somebody who hasn't even been here, somebody who's going to have to live their life with that for the rest of their life. And I believe they deserve to live their life with the rest of their life knowing that this person will never be able to harm another person again because they got their stuff chopped off. All right, this is a very serious offense that you do to another person. And I believe that that and putting them away is a good thing. They won't hopefully have the urge to want to go do that to another person. Next thing after that should probably be cutting your hands off. Like if they get out and if they go to do it again, if they survive jail and all that, not getting, because a lot of those people, they get taken out in jail. So, and I believe, you know, me personally, I think that's God, man. You go there, you done something you weren't supposed to do, but then again, it's probably, who knows, you know, that's the way that environment works. But it might be God, it might not. I'm not gonna say that because I know people. That's a tough one, man. Like I'm not sure if there are certain things. Well, never mind. Yeah, there's definitely certain things in the Bible that are punishable by death, and I believe that's one of them, man. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this thing. People who mess up and do death worthy things, you know that you get what's coming to you. I'm not the Undertaker, and I'm not God, so I'm not the one who I'm not the one who decides whether somebody should die or not, but that's definitely an activity that would be worth it in my book. So I think Louisiana did a great job. Shout out to the Louisiana governor for pushing that. You do something you're not supposed to, you harm a child, you get your stuff cut off. And I believe that's a positive way to handle that. A lot of people are going to be deterred from doing that now. They're going to have the idea or they're going to have the want, and they hopefully they won't go through with that for the sake of the child. If the person's screwed up, I'm not, you know, hopefully they get some help, but it's all about the children at the end of the day. So I just hope that the children don't get corrupted, don't get violated, you know. Children are like, to be a child, it's a real sacred time in life. It's a real what's the word I'm looking for, real magical time in life. And for an adult, a grown person to want to ruin that for a child, that's unacceptable. I believe you deserve to get like jumped, beat down, stomped, hands and feet put on you by like the whole village. All right, I believe you deserve to get beat up. I know in Africa, I've seen some videos where at least it looked like it was Africa, but it was a continent where it was some melanated people where they tied a brick to the person's body parts, and they tied this person to like these posts, and they tied like a brick or two bricks to the person's like testicles, and they just kept hitting them. Like people would walk up and hit him. People would walk up and beat him. People would walk up and like hit him in, his I think his nuts or whatever. And it's like people deserve that stuff, man. Like you ruined somebody's life, and the life, not just somebody's life, the life of a damn child. Like that's you out of pocket for that. You out of pocket for that. You really wrong for that. Anybody that think that's okay, they deserve whatever punishment they get. There all these women out here, all these grown people out here. Like bro, ain't man, all these women out here. Come on now, it's definitely something wrong. They got to get that spirit up out them people. So them people got to go through what they got to go through, whether it's something on them or whatever is wrong with them. The village can't have that. They got to set an example, and they have to teach the people in the village that this type of behavior is unacceptable, and this is what we don't tolerate. And that's what those people did in that village as an example, and that's what they're doing in Louisiana as an example. I hope all the states take that. All right, I hope all the states take that, make it that or something worse, or just to make the people not think it's okay, to know that that's not okay. It's obviously not okay, but we got some people that are crazy out here that need to know that this is not okay. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I thought that was actually a great thing that Louisiana was doing. Shout out to Louisiana for stepping up, man. Like that mayor's got some, he's got some heart, you know. Ironically, I was gonna say he's got some balls, but that mayor's got some balls, man. And because the people who anybody that would harm a child needs to have something taken from them. You took something from that child, you need to have something taken from you. That's just that should just be law. Do unto others as you want done unto you. You take something from a child, something of equal measure should be taken away from you. And that's just the way it is. So shout out to Louisiana. I believe that's gonna help. It may take a few people to get their stuff cut off, unfortunately, because people are stupid and they think that they can get away with things. But once those few people, once they send that message out by castrating a few people, I think it's going to start to chill out. Once they really start to do it and they show them that they're not playing, oh, they just put that in there to scare people. No, they really about to do that. Yeah, they really about to do that. And I think they do need to make it somewhat public, because they like back to the village. The reason why the village would publicly humiliate you is because you offended one of the tribal members heavily, like extremely offended, like bruh, this is not okay. Like this is not okay. You have to pay for this. Rape of anybody is, or sexually offending or assaulting anybody is not okay. Like that's not okay. So for the people who think that's okay, they have to send a strong message to everybody else, so that way people won't want to try that again. People won't, that if that spirit comes on them, it'll be scared right off of them, because you're gonna have some pain to endure. But yeah, I believe that they need to put people through whatever they put somebody else through. You put somebody through that, I believe you need to go through something of equal measure or worse, to send a strong message and to let you know that what you did was extremely wrong. You didn't care about people. Now it's time for somebody to not care about you, and for you to receive exactly just what you've given to somebody else. So shout out to Louisiana for stepping up. Shout out to the governor out there. All right, that law passed. I mean, that law was in effect August 1st of this year. So it's going to be is I think that's a good thing to put in place, so that way it will it will deter some people from making that decision for themselves to go harm somebody, especially a child, man, because children don't deserve that. Children are innocent, children are nice, kind, gentle people. You definitely don't want to you don't want to do something like that to a child, man. You don't want to do something like that to anybody. All right, but with all the willing participants out here, with all the cool grown up people out here, it's people. That's how you know something's wrong with somebody, and they need to get them up away from people and get them some help. So and people have suspicions of people like that, but I mean I don't even know how you would tell until something happened. Unfortunately, but you have to like people need to be paying attention to their children instead of watching their phones, instead of being on their phone 24/7. Always watch your kids, always pay attention to what your child is doing. All right, just like the video where that man walked into the bathroom with his daughter and there was another man in the freaking lady's bathroom, man. I know that dude wanted to kill that man, but it's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? You put hands on somebody, you could end up getting in trouble. The best thing you could do is just, I mean, if something obviously happens, you're gonna have to get in trouble because you're gonna have to put hands on somebody because you ain't playing about your baby girl or your baby boy or your wife or your daughter or your son or whatever. People not playing about their kids. So it's like if people like when it comes to your family and kids and stuff like that, people gonna be ready to go to jail over their kids. All right, so people gonna put some hands on somebody over their kids. People not playing about their kids, but always watch your kids. Don't be on your phone out in public. Don't let your kids walk off. And I know this is common sense. I know we all know this, but somebody may need to hear this. All right. But yeah, always pay attention to your kids. Always pay attention to where you're going in public. Always know what your kids are doing, where they're going, who they're going to be with. All right, to the best of your ability. You gotta protect your kids. Gotta make sure they're protected. We live in a different world, man. People were always this stuff was always happening, but it's happening more now because people are getting more greedy. People are getting more opportunities to do corrupt, evil things, and with more opportunity to do corrupt, evil things draws more money. So people are gonna it's all about greed. People are going to not care about people and they're going to put money first. This is why you have money. You don't let money have you. Unfortunately, with all the wealth and stuff that people are having flash before their eyes on their phones, people are not going to care about people. People are just going to care about the bag. They're just going to care about money. They're just going to care about getting paid. They're not going to care about a person's life, what they're doing to that child, what they're doing to that family, how this is going to affect everybody, the child, the family, the person's friends, the community. Like, they're not worried about all that. They're just worried about whatever they like. They're just worried about their greed, or they're worried about, unfortunately, that demon that they have on them is just trying to accomplish his goal. But those people need to be dealt with harshly for that, man. That's a like, of all the things you could do with your life, of all the things you could be, of all the goals you're going to have to want to accomplish, that's it. Like, there's grown people, there's willing participants out here. They need to find a way to get these creeps up off the street, man, and just away from regular normal people. And I don't mean to sound like I don't mean to sound harsh when I say that, but I think everybody agrees, because you want your children to be safe, your family to be safe, everybody to be protected. You want your whole neighborhood protected. Like, when people are in a neighborhood or live around other people, it may not be their kids, but it's like you want to see all the other kids grow up safe, sound, happy, not have nothing happen to them. All right, so people need to know how bad that they messed up when they go do something like this to harm someone, especially a child, man. Like, anybody like that, they need to face the worst punishment that they could face. You don't need to be out here harming no children and scarring children for life, having people have to grow up with that and go through life with that, knowing that they had to experience that person deserves to either be dead, or that person deserves to more than definitely have their body parts castrated. So I really feel that that's a good idea. That's a great way to handle that. All right, it's going to give the family some relief, I believe. What I really think is they need to let the parents do the surgery, or whoever's related to the person that was, the family that was hurt. They need to let them watch. And I honestly believe that, it sounds messed up, but it should be certain parts of the surgery where the person's not under anesthesia, where the person just has to go under the surgery and they don't give them nothing for the pain. You put somebody else, you put a child through pain, or you put a woman through pain, or you put a person through pain, all right, or a child, or, a female. Like, anyone that goes through that should be able to, they should allow them to have some type of part in that person's pain as well. Watching the surgery, uh, doing something, being able to stick, like, harm them, or, get one in. Like, and I mean that in all seriousness, because that's not right. Shout out to Louisiana. Those people deserve, people that do that to people deserve that. And I think that's going to stop some people from making that choice, and making that decision going forth with that. All right, they need to have some other things in place as well. But, people can only do so much. But like I said, it all boils down to people watching, making sure you're taking care of your kids if you have them, and watching them, and making sure that they're always safe, or you always have your eyes on them, and making sure they're not around people with, like, creepy vibes or creepy energy, man. Like, a lot of those people, like, the vibe they got is off, the energy they got is off. If you ever get an off, weird vibe about somebody, don't leave your kids around them. Don't let them babysit. All right, got to be careful who you allow around your children, or just around you. Or, ladies, careful what kind of dudes you have around you. If the dude is a creeper, if you get weird vibes from him, don't associate with him. Always have something on you to protect yourself. All right, so at least you'll be able to get away. Always make sure your phone is charged. Never know when you're going to be in a situation to where you need to call someone. All right, always have some things on you to be able to alert people in your surroundings if anything ever would happen, God forbid. But in today's world we live in, you just want to be able to have yourself be prepped, have your kids be prepped. You never know what could happen. And we live in a world today where you just have to be aware of your surroundings, like, for real. So just be aware of your surroundings, even if you live in a safe area. And this isn't to scare anyone. This is just something to say, so people will know. I care about all my subscribers, and I want them to be safe, and everybody to be safe. And that's just the type of person that I am. I don't want to see nothing happen to nobody, but I'm just putting that out there. I thought it would be something good to talk about and add as well for the rest of the video. But I think Louisiana is on to something. They're doing a great job. Again, shout out to Louisiana. I think a lot of more states are going to implement that as well. If any other states have anything like that, put it in the comments. I'm not sure about any other state. I just saw an article on this, and I read about it because I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to do a video about it. But yeah, Louisiana is not playing when it comes to sexual offense. All right, they will chop your stuff off. They're gonna dice up your body parts. All right, so I believe that's an appropriate response to something that would be detrimental or life altering to another person. I believe somebody else, if you alter a person's life in a way to where it can't be reversed, your life needs to be altered in a way that it can't be reversed as well. And I believe that is a good thing. So people go to do wrong to somebody else, you're going to have some harm done to you. You go to harm someone, you're going to be harmed. I think that's fair. I think that's equal. And I think that's going to deter some people from taking that route. All right, as it should. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. I'll see you in the next video. Shout out to Dru-Nation. We out.